Well, that just looks like a table of fun, doesn't it? Hey guys, welcome back to techgooch for another video review. And if you may have guessed, we're talking about headphones today. And again, like we did in the past with these guys over here, the Rapture series, this is the Ghostek SoDrop Pro series headphones, well, from Ghostek. These guys are their basically version, or I should say a lot more economical version, to be honest, of something like these, the QC35s. It's a Bluetooth headphone. It has 15mm drivers, so they're a little bit smaller than the Bose, but at a fraction of the price, to be honest. Because a set of these will set you back $350. This only set you back about $150. It does have active noise cancellation. It runs off Bluetooth 4.1. Battery life, not going to be quite as good. Actually, if you're using active noise canceling while listening to music, you're probably going to be about 10 hours, 15 to 20 if you don't use the noise canceling version. And if you just use the noise canceling, like you're on a flight, you don't want to listen to music, but you want to be a little bit more serenity, then we're talking more like 30 hours. So battery life on them, not bad, to be honest. It takes 2 hours, give or take, to charge it from 0 to full. However, you can get actually about a half charge in a pretty fast amount of time, to be honest. You also do not have to use the Bluetooth function. It does have a 3.5, look at that, I still have the USB port open. 3.5mm port down here on the bottom, and I'm going to zoom in here in a second anyway. But yeah, 3.5mm port on the bottom, so you can hardwire them to your phone or device, tablet, whichever you have. It does come with 3.5mm cable, micro USB cable, and as well as the airplane adapter essentially as well. You've seen these before, so it's not a big deal. But that's the accessories that comes with it, other than the nice bag that it does come with. It's basically a nice soft leather bag. Interior is kind of like a felt almost lining, really nice soft, so it's definitely going to be fairly protective. And they do collapse. So they do fold up. Now they're not going to collapse, like the Bose do, where they collapse flat, which I do like that because it's not as bulky as you can see here. But that's something to say. That said, audio quality, pretty awesome, to be honest. Good bass hits on it, so really good low range, really good high range. The middle ground is where it probably can make up a little bit because I think that bass is almost overpowering the mids. Something that I've actually always said, like Beats headphones are always really, really good low range, but they lose a little bit in that mid range because of that. Just something to keep in mind. I'm not saying that, you're not really, you are comparing these two headphones together, but you're also not, because if I can buy 2 pairs of these and still save myself $50, it's something to say about that, to be honest. And that's what Ghostek does. They're not about leading the market in the absolute best headphones possible. They're about getting you as much as they can for your money, but not without, they're not trying to sacrifice quality of the headphones. In that case, they are built really well. They do have nice supple head, the cushions on the headphones themselves, they sit on your head really nicely. But like with any leather headphone, you can get a little bit of sweat action if you wear them for a very long period of time. That's one thing to keep in mind. It's the same thing if you're talking about these guys too, to be honest. But that's that. Now, I'm gonna now talk about the active noise cancellation. It's not the best noise cancellation that I've ever dealt with. It works. It does work. Especially for if I was to pinpoint something, airplane noise. If you're actually in an airplane and you have that constant hum, it definitely does reduce that quite a bit, to be honest. Now, they are noise isolating because they are wrapping around and actually basically fitting to your entire head. So it is blocking out a lot of sound just by itself without even turning the noise cancellation on. But when you do click it on, which is that button, and there's a little blue button that actually clicks on there. When you do click that on, you can hear it, and you can hear a little bit of static because of it as well. But it does actually cut out those high pangs. It is not as noise cancelly, I guess maybe is the best way to put it, as like my Bose. Because if I click these on and I slide that guy over, it's like Serenity Now, right? It's like, holy cow, I don't know what they did, but things just like disappeared. I use these actually to cut my grass because They're quite amazing at it. Now these, I put it on, I see that, I click on that, and I can tell that it's quieter. It is quieter. A lot of the hums, like my hard drive's running or something like that, will kind of disappear. If you're actually outside, just that low-level hum in the background will disappear. And that's if you're in a city. If you're in the country, you probably don't have that. But like trains running, things like that in the background. But like bird chirps, things like that, I'll still hear that. So louder stuff is not going to get cut. It gets cut down a little bit from it, but it's not, oh my gosh, that's like Serenity now. So it does have it. But if I look at these two, the Rapture series, which $130, I really like these headphones, to be honest. I really do. Don't have noise canceling. If that's important to you, then I would definitely look at these, to be honest, as something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, so let's bring it in so you can actually get a more close view of everything up front. So we have, on the back here, we have 4 buttons in total. On the left ear, you have the active noise canceling, the ANC button. Click on that, click that off. And I don't even have the headphones on. This is on and off. This is one of those things that I really wish that they would actually change, because if it's in a bag and it gets bumped, it's going to start wearing your battery down, even if you don't know it's doing that. So without the headphones even being turned on, I can actually just bump the noise cancellation on. You should have to push and hold this, or this should be a switch, in my opinion. On the other side, where you have your main buttons, your volume up, or next track, your volume down, a previous track. This is how if you push and hold this while you're on a call, it'll mute the call, and if you push and hold this at the top, I think it'll end the call, things like that. So there's various things that you can do with these buttons. Definitely go through the owner's manual. But that said, push also the center button is your on off, but also answer call, things like that. So let's, if we push and hold this for 2 seconds, and you'll actually, tell me what, I'm going to hold it up to the microphone here so you can actually hear. It'll tell you what's going on.
SoDrop on. SoDrop connecting.
So it tells you it's on. It tells you if it's connected. Same thing when you turn it off. If I push and hold this for I think it's 3 seconds to turn it off.
SoDrop off.
That's what it sounds like. It does have the same voice as all the other Ghostek products, at least the ones that I've actually used. Same thing, if you want to turn this on and pair it, you can push and hold this button for 5 seconds from the off position, and it'll actually start going into pairing mode. You can actually connect up to 2 devices for this, but the pairing process is easy. And if you do get prompted for a password, it's that standard 4 zeros for the password, so it's pretty simple. Like I said, for phone calls, it does have a built-in microphone down here. And I will say that without any battery at all, the 3.5mm jack, you'll still be able to use them as a standard set of headphones, even with a dead battery. So if you run this down, it'll tell you needs charging. I've actually ran these all the way down just through my testing, and it tells you that it needs to be charged. If you hit that point and it's no longer putting audio out, you can actually plug the device in through a 3.5mm cable, and then you can continue on. It's just not going to have the noise canceling or any of the nicer features, obviously being wireless. So one other last thing to note here is that Ghostek does stand behind their stuff pretty well, and they do actually put a 1-year limited exchange warranty. So if something happens, you can actually send them in, they swap them out. Pretty easy guys to deal with, to be honest. If you have any questions at all on these that I have here, let me know in the comment section below. Share, subscribe, let me know. Definitely check these guys out. I will put links down at the top of the description so you can check all this stuff out, including the Rapture series. And to be honest, they also have the SoDrop 2, which is not noise canceling. They're like $80, and that's kind of what these are kind of based off of, to be honest. So definitely check those out as well, because if you don't need noise cancellation, but you do like the headphones, SoDrop 2 for $80, pretty awesome. So thanks for Ghostek sending these over to me. I'm trying to keep this review as unbiased as possible to show you what I like, what I don't like. Are these Bose? No, they are not. But for less than half the cost, they are definitely worth more than, I mean, I would say if you were to hand me 2 pairs of these or 1 pair of Bose, depending on what I was doing, depending on what was important to me, you know, that's something to think about. So I like that they are articulating head cups. They are very comfortable, I'll give them that. And the audio quality is pretty awesome. So with that said, I'm going to listen to some tracks while you guys head out. We'll see you soon.